Top of the Tuesday to ya. I don't know why it's for some reason like my attempt at an Irish accent in that particular moment really transferred more into something. Let's see, what was it kind of sounding like to me a second ago? It sounded like I was saying top of the Tuesday to ya, like almost like I was Jamaican, Irish and Jamaican mixed together, which would be a fascinating combination. Bigora top of the day to ya. All right, man, let's get going. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tough Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. So today I originally was going to talk today about the end of the United States, but events upon consideration have altered my perception of what I would like to discuss it today with you. And we're going to discuss a sad victim of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. And that would be Amazon.com. A short time ago, I got off the phone with the Amazon folks, explaining to them for the second time in 2 days the problems I'm encountering here in Houston, Texas, and surely other people are encountering. It wouldn't be the same thing if it was just me, right? If it was purely my issue I'm dealing with, where it was like I had a house in a weird place or something, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? It could be, circumstantial, or not circumstantial, but it could just be, kind of individualized because I had a house in a weird area. But I live in an apartment complex with like 400 different apartments in it. And so I know if I'm experiencing this issue, then there are 399 other people at least who are also likely to be experiencing this issue. So here's the situation. And I have a story that involves someone I know, but not me, that still was affected by it. So in the last couple of weeks, I've ordered some things from Amazon.com. And I'm a Prime member and have been so for, 5 years or something like that. And I spend thousands of dollars on Amazon every year. And we're not just talking, I probably easily spend $15,000 or $20,000 on Amazon every year. That's just, the reality of it. I buy food, products, I buy essentials for business, all kinds of stuff like that on Amazon. So it's kind of been a consistent shopping place for me for years. Well, then COVID-19 hit, but it wasn't just COVID-19. Let me be clear. This has been building with Amazon for a while. Ever since they started getting Amazon logistics going, they started having problems. And they already had an existing problem in the form of USPS, the United States Postal Service, not to be confused with the United Parcel Service, which is UPS. UPS and FedEx seem fine around here. But within the area of Houston, Texas, where I live, they seem to have a pandemic of poor service from the USPS people. They don't care to tell you that they have a package for you. They won't deliver it to your door, which is partially the problem of this apartment complex I live at, which is 3,000 Sage Apartments. They're not particularly a great apartment complex, but that's a whole other conversation. It's based on my personal experiences. But when it comes to Amazon and the USPS will, if they have a package of yours, they will not bring it to your door. And part of that is they're being told by the people here at this apartment complex that they don't want you going to their doors. They don't want you roaming around their building. But otherwise, people can't get packages. And the office will not accept packages. So it's almost, if you have anything that's too small, and I should mention that we have an Amazon locker system here that can carry a package that's probably about 18 by 18 inches deep. So it's not a huge locker, right? It's good for most things, but not for if you were going to order a dog bed, or if you were going to order of any size, or if you were going to order anything that's over 18 inches in length, or that will not fit in a box that's less than 18 inches in length, it can't fit in the lockers. So USPS, in one regard, is trapped by the fact that the apartment complex here, the company called the Morgan Group, who runs 3000 Sage Apartments, will not allow you to go into the property and deliver things to their door. Now, but see, the fascinating thing about that is, and they won't let you leave packages, they won't sign for packages and take them. The fascinating thing is, though, where I find that to be a little bit BS-y and don't completely believe that, is that UPS and FedEx will come to your door and leave a package at your door. And in an apartment complex, what's supposed to be a gated community I live in, half the time the gate's broken. The best people I would like to say this because it's record, the best people that I've experienced in this apartment complex so far are the maintenance people. The people who work their butts off from like 7 in the morning until 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, that are on call. They're the hardest workers in the whole complex, bar none. I mean, there's a lady who's nice in the office that's named Shelby, and I've encountered one of their new people like once, and she seemed nice. But the manager here, I don't see any competence in his abilities whatsoever. Like the assistant manager, Shelby's nice, but I mean, I don't want to get into a whole thing right now with that, but it's another conversation. But my point is, and this is a personal perspective, keep that in mind, and I've got stuff I could back it up with reason I feel this way, but I won't do it now. Just let's move on to the most important stuff. The most important stuff is USPS says they cannot deliver to your door because the apartment complex doesn't want you to. Yet UPS and FedEx will deliver to your door. When USPS has a package that's larger than what will fit in your mailbox or the Amazon lockers, they do one of two things. Either A, they leave it in the mailroom, which conceivably can only be accessed by residents of the apartment, buy it through a fob. However, if you don't have a camera in that space to watch what's happening, anyone could be of less integrity, let's say, and take a package that does not belong to them. 1 second. Also, so the USPS is one thing, okay? That's not really necessarily Amazon's fault, other than that they keep using them. And I understand it's because they've got a steal of a deal with it. But really, the USPS honestly should go under. It's in billions of dollars of debt. They're selling delivery for under what they can afford to deliver for, just to have that business. It's like they are subsidizing and cutting the cost of Amazon by delivering for less than they're actually making off of it, which makes the entire endeavor pointless. But then we have Amazon Logistics, and wow, oh wow, if you look on YouTube, you can see an unbelievable amount of problems with Amazon Logistics. If they were better at overseeing their operation, it might be different, but their logistics team, oh my, unbelievable stuff you can find. Occasions where it's as simple as they will throw packages over the fence, which is not a simple thing, but that they'll do that. Instances where they will literally put the packages down by the door and take a picture of it to say it's there, and then go back and steal the same package and walk away. Instances where they've thrown packages, a driver has actually, instead of delivering packages, would go and throw them out in a field, mark them as delivered, and people started driving around their neighborhood and at one point found this field where all these packages had been just scattered everywhere by an Amazon logistics driver. Now, there are some good drivers for Amazon logistics. I've encountered some of them that are very nice, but it doesn't seem like it seems like they're the exception, not the rule. And that's a problem. They should not be the exceptions, the good ones. They've left packages outside before, or they've just simply not even tried to make delivery and said they couldn't get access to the building, even if they have your phone number to call you and say, hey, listen, I have a package out here for you. I've had ones who've called me, and I've had a number of them who have not. So that being said, let me give you an example that's outside of me, and then we'll come back to my issues in the last couple of days. So someone I know ordered an iPad mini on the Zon. I call it the Zon. And they were having it delivered to their apartment complex. They weren't there at the time the package was delivered, but they got a picture in their email that had a picture of the package propped up against the door showing it was there. When this person got home, package was nowhere to be found. Looked around, went to where the Amazon lockers, they actually have a parcel pending locker there that the package would have fit in securely, but they did not leave the package in there, propped up against his door. Propped packages up against other people's doors as well in that same building, leaving it exposed to whoever else. Yeah, you'll find numerous occasions in the apartment complex that this person I know lives in, which is obviously a man by now, said it was a he. They're the same company that oversees this company. And they have history of theft. I've had my vehicle broken into twice since I've lived here. Or not my vehicle. My vehicle was broken into once. My storage unit on property was broken into once. I don't know why I keep going back to them. Sorry, other irritations, but I put myself in this position when it comes to this apartment complex. I could have moved any time. I'm trying to wait till I can move into a house. And the more and more I think about moving outside of the burbs, out into the burbs, because the city is, I don't know, it's overrun with this. I don't know how to describe it at this point. There's things I like about the city, the convenience of being able to get around and do things because I don't drive. I own cars, but I don't drive because I have a sight impairment and I have a business, so I have people who work for me, at least who did until this, nightmare hit in. But when it comes to Amazon, their logistics drivers are very questionable. They seem to, I've seen videos where the actual drivers have talked about how they handle their job. I've seen some great drivers offering some great ideas about how to effectively do your job, and I've seen other people who are just like, I don't really want to do it that much. I really don't care about it that much. And I'm not suggesting that you think you're great, that you're doing an amazing job, or that you just love your job, but be happy at least you have a job, right? But there was one occasion, one guy was talking about how he didn't have a good experience with Amazon, but he left, but he took the work vest that they gave him, which means that he's got a vest that says Amazon on it, which if he or someone who came into his home decided to steal that vest, could pretend to be an Amazon representative and go take a package from anywhere that was sitting outside, and nobody would think anything of it. Because sometimes Amazon drivers, logistics drivers, use their own vehicles. So there's a lot of danger to it. But aside from Amazon logistics, just the fulfillment of products nowadays with Amazon has lost something. And, you know, they keep saying during this difficult time with the pandemic, okay, so I want to understand what it is that is changing with this pandemic. Are people getting more food delivered by UPS? Because usually UPS doesn't deliver food in that sense. And if you do order food, is there really a big difference between the food you were delivering for people before versus the food you're delivering now? Many people are using DoorDash and Uber Eats and Postmates and Grubhub and all that stuff, depending on the area of the country you live in. Are they really delivering that many medical supplies? Does Amazon go out of its way to provide medical supplies? Are they a mask resource? Because let me tell you something. I ordered masks from Amazon, and I got them really fast. So why is it that they can't deliver other things fast, but they can deliver masks fast? Are they putting masks at the front of the line for some reason? And the only reason to say you have a shortage of other stuff, or that it's taking longer to deliver other stuff, is because you have a shortage of it. But where's the shortage of supplies coming from? Because some of the things I've ordered are supposed to be made in America, made in the U.S. And conceivably, Amazon maintains fulfillment centers, warehouses that they have these items in, especially if they're sold by Amazon. And when they go out of stock, they say they're out of stock. So conceivably, if it doesn't say it's out of stock, it should already be at some fulfillment center somewhere that they can begin the process of shipping it to you as an individual. And yet, I have trouble getting packages. And look, I understand that there could be problems right now with relation to this whole event that's unfolding. I get that. I'm not mad about it if you're saying, okay, instead of being 2 to 3 days, it's going to be more like a week. That's one thing, okay? I can accept that. But don't make a promise of Amazon free delivery or Prime delivery if you're going to push it 2 weeks out. Don't make that a promise. Or if you're saying, listen, we can't fulfill your request that fast, it's a part of your membership, we're going to give you a discount as a result of that, that's another thing. But you're expecting people who are paying for a specific service to now wait extra time for that service that they're paying for that they are not getting. And that's customer service issues. So I've ordered packages through them before, and in the last couple of days, starting last week, I ordered this replacement for a lamp that I ordered that was not working, that was sold and shipped by Amazon. Never got it. Said it was delivered. I waited there 48 hours. Never got the package. Could not find a way to get a hold of Amazon, because if you call their number, it says we are overwhelmed and cannot take your call at this time. And it does not mean, it's not just, during the day. You can call them at 3 a.m. and get the same response. If you go online to Amazon.com and try to file an issue with it, if you know something that I don't know, then let me know in the comments below. But when I've gone on to report an issue with something, they say, wait 48 hours. Check to make sure the package wasn't left at the wrong door or something. Like, that's my job, but fine, I'll go look and see if it's somewhere else. But it's still not there. But then after that, you have no way of contacting Amazon to tell them there's a problem. So it was after this happened that the person I know who had problems went on to Amazon's Facebook page, and I'm going to link Amazon's Facebook page in the comments so you can go there. And what he did was he went and created a post on their Facebook page and told them the problems he was having, because he had a $500 item that was missing. And they quickly responded to it. I'm also going to give you a phone number. And that number is 877 272. No, I'm sorry. 877-252-2701. 877-252-2701. And that will connect you to Amazon Logistics and General Amazon Help. They may shut this number down if this video gets any traction, because if they start getting too many calls, they may not want too many of them. This is not a common number you could find from Amazon online. And be practical with it. It's kind of ridiculous for me to ask people to be reasonable and use good sense when dialing a number, because some people won't. They're like going to call and ask other random questions, but don't abuse the opportunity for this number to just talk about random stuff. If you're actually having problems, do it. But if you really want a response, and I mean really want a response from Amazon, go on their Facebook page and post the story of your problems. Make it public so they see it. So the package I ordered last week, I waited over 48 hours for, and never came. Finally called them yesterday and told them about the problem. Never got this package. I went and submitted a refund request, but they still want me to send a package back, and I don't have the package. I can't send it to them because I don't have it. But it was the only recourse I had at the time. This is before I knew about the number I shared with you. So in a lot of people's cases, there's no recourse. Well, then I ordered a package that keeps shifting days of delivery. One of them was a dog bed, because I have two medium to large size lab mixes. One's 60 pounds, the other's 100 pounds, about 90 pounds actually. My little cookies and cream dogs. My angel puppies. Angel puppies? They're around here somewhere. There they are. One of them's laying right underneath my desk. And there's my other one, my big bear, standing right beside me. Bear. So I ordered a dog bed for them that was large enough for them both to lay on, so that I could have it in my office and they could lay on it and be close to me. Other than just laying on the floor, they have a little padded thing, and it looks like a sofa, right? It's from this company called Fur Heaven. I ordered it. It was saying Thursday delivery, but then all of a sudden it was going out today. I was like, wow, that's great. It's coming in faster than I expected. It arrives. It's left at my door, this is another humorous part about USPS. I had 2 packages coming today. There's only one USPS person that comes here every day. It's not 2. One person, the same person, I think it's the same person. I have no reason to believe it's another one, because they only make one delivery here from USPS every day, from what I understand, have always understood. But they put one package at my door, and they put the other package in the mailroom. So, forget that. That's fine. I got both of the packages. As soon as I saw that they were delivered and I happened to be present, I went and found the other one that was, a little scavenger hunt. And then the other one was sitting right out my side my door. When I opened the one that was from Fur Heaven, it wasn't even the right item. It was first off, it was supposed to be a sapphire blue color. This thing is cream colored. It's supposed to have a rounded back, kind of like the back of your sofa has that back you could lean against. This doesn't have a back. It's just this big, large, rectangular, cream-colored dog bed, which would be fine if that's what I ordered, but I didn't order that. I ordered a thick sapphire blue, because it matches my color scheme here, dog bed. You can tell me to take what I get, but if I'm going to pay $80 for the damn thing, I want the thing I paid for. And the size that's going to be good for both of my dogs to lay on, because, they like to hog the bed. Even their own bed, they like to hog it. So I went and called them and reported it. And I'm in full disclosure, Amazon has offered promotional payments back to me for the problems that I've encountered, and I would be dumb not to take them, and so would you if they're offered to you. But that does come back to all of us later down the line because they'll raise the cost of the membership. And it comes out of Amazon's bottom line to where the packages eventually will be more expensive. But I feel like what's happening to Amazon is that they're so caught up in this whole thing. And they're putting the wrong people in charge of their operations to continue to provide the kind of service they did in the early days. It's kind of like Walmart. In the old days, Walmart was, the family store. You go into Walmart, you get your stuff. Oh, good old Sam Walton. Well, the same thing was Amazon earlier. This exciting entrepreneur named Jeff Bezos, who was like not going to compete, who thought it would be easier for people if they could have the convenience of getting stuff at their home and not having to drive out everywhere to go get it. And they had reliable service, and they could even get it within a couple of days. Free shipping. And you're like, wow, I don't even have to go anywhere, and I get the same item I want. And sometimes it's even less expensive. This guy is awesome. And he was that innovator, like Elon Musk. But now Amazon's kind of like, you're waiting in ways to, number one, know if you're going to get the item and how long it's going to take to get the item, which, by the way, I talked to them this afternoon. And after they, told me they were sorry about the issues, they said, and they offered a promotional certificate for an Amazon bought and sold and shipped item. They told me that the replacement for the one that I purchased, the proper one, would take 2 weeks to get here. Which means that my dogs don't have a bed, an effective little, nook for themselves for 2 weeks. And it's important that they have something soft to lay on. My dogs are 7 years old. You there, baby? Here they are. It's my big old bear and my lion. My beautiful boys. My dogs are 7 years old. I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be comfortable and happy. Because they're getting up there. They're getting up there. My big, beautiful black dog, he's got, I just was looking the other day and noticing the gray in his beard. And I want them to be comfortable and happy. And I relied on Amazon to help provide a bed that they could be comfortable and happy on. And I've had a lot of confidence. Hang on, buddy. I've had a lot of confidence in Amazon's ability to do that stuff. And I feel like they're faltering. And they may be a victim of this COVID thing as well, in a different way. I do want to say that, when you do call the Amazon people, remember that just like with a lot of other things going on during this, it's not the people who are required to enforce or take complaints that are the ones who are they're the ones responsible for the problems. It's the management and the people who they choose to execute some of those services. The police and fire department who are being told, go tell people and give them fines for being on the street and not wearing a mask and this and that. They can't. They're doing their job. They have a job, and they try to take the good with the bad. I'm sure nothing's ever 100% the way they want it to be. Same with doctors. They have to take the good with the bad. And the same with customer service people. This guy, the lady I spoke to yesterday named Kelly, and the gentleman I spoke today named Eli, they're not responsible for this problem. They just get the heck from people who are irritated by poor service given by the other aspects of that business. I knew a debt collector years ago, and she said, she'd call people to tell them to take their, about their debt, and they would go, "Stop calling me!" And they'd scream at her, and all this. She's like, "Well, I didn't make the debt." And I know you can be frustrated, but you can't, blame her or blame anyone for it. They're just doing their part. So look, you can say, "Look, I don't want to talk to you about it. I don't have the money, or I don't, I'm displeased with this service," but don't make it personal against them and call them names, which people do, because they're just doing their jobs. It's this upper service, these upper management people who are in charge of operations that need to learn better production management skills. Anyways, I wanted to share my story, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Like I said, there's tons of links on YouTube about people talking about this, and I'm sure you have your own experience, and feel free to record it and post it, a link to it in this below if you want to, or send me a private message, and I'll be glad to kind of like your video on the page to kind of help get that out there if you're trying to get that out there about your experience, or just leave your story in the comments below and share it with people. Share any advice you have on how to resolve issues like that. As a community, we're more effective, right? If we come together as a community, we're more effective in resolving issues.